Greetings, everyone. This is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa, dropping in with a spatial report. 4:44. It's early here, East Coast. But we have something super amazing to show you. And you're probably ready, because it's been a rough go. This moon in Pisces, 20 degrees. This is you now feeling your spirit being revived after the purge. So this intensity of the moon cycle running between Pluto finishing up in Capricorn and Saturn retrograding back to the beginning of Pisces, this is you have to purge your old wounds. Yes. This is the emotional bondage you're tied to, and that creates the patterns and habits and loops you're stuck in. And then the outer world projects their absolute bullshit, dark spelling programs that reinforce your boundaries. So to free yourself from the pattern machine, you must see yourself in new situations. That's the moon, and this baby has been hiding on the East Coast because of the weather. Let's go look at this. This planetary energy is insane. It's off the charts. So Jupiter up here is just, finally came off of 15 degrees. So that was dealing with a bunch of just chaos, emergencies, sickness, just unbelievable circumstances challenging your belief structure. So we are now feeling this new spiritual energy. And I'm going to show you Venus rising over here too. So we'll get you a clear shot of Venus in Leo. So she's coming up to the fear point, facing her fears. This was the feminine nature was programmed over the last 100 years to be the alpha Leonis. So the alpha nature is to be in front, number one. But guess what? The feminine nature is programmed for number two, to receive the feminine nature. Reflection, intuition, collaboration, meeting others with foreign ideas and then implementing them together by reflection, relationships. So we're seeing this moon cycle peak tomorrow. There's Jupiter. So this is this fresh start if you purged your body of poison. Poisonous, toxic water, toxic low vibe frequencies of people, places, things, objects, inheritances, the past. If you're squabbling over family and money, look at that. That divides the circle, the family. When you open the circle, guess what? You're vulnerable to toxic people, toxic spirits. You have to protect yourself. And that is by knowing thyself. We do that through the feminine nature of feeling. So let's go see Venus. This is a new Venus. She's turned a corner. Her heart was burnt up. So the old ways of relationships and the programming that came all the way down to swipe right, that's programming your left brain to love, and it's not possible. Left brain's linear. So it's the right brain that loves relationships, ratios, the rational mind itself. So we do that through reason, the heart. So when you connect 1 and 2, you get 3. And then the process goes back to 1. 3 moves on, creates its own new worlds. So Jupiter there is now opening up new doorways so you can change how you feel. And you do that by strong, firm foundations in the body. So you have to purge the body of poisons. You have to purge your time space of low, ugly frequencies, disorder, chaos. So when you put things in order, you feel better. So your energy is flowing because there's not obstacles and blocks. It is blocks that what create the drain. It's like shorting out your flow. When you get in the flow, you get abundance. So let's go look on this chart and show you what we're looking at out here in the real world. So back to the AI artificial world, they've been using the numbers and programming language of the universe to create an artificial world. And this AI world is seeing things way, way more advanced than we can. So you have to use your human senses, intuition, your base feelings, and then this higher connection. We come out here and look to the heavenly sphere to make sense of the absolute absurdity of reality. So let's go look in here on this chart, make sense so you can correlate to your daily life. Let's get set up here. So Mercury retrograde finally is getting out of this range. Let's look down here. So Mercury was about, I think it was 21 degrees when it started to go backwards. So Mercury will be moving a couple degrees here, probably, yeah, right around October 1st. So October is gonna be super wild, folks. Peoples, nations, humanoids, robots, AI, whatever you are. So the sun in Libra, this is the sun's fall position. So we call this season fall. Okay, makes sense, right? So what does that mean? So Aries here, that's the beginning of spring. Libra is the beginning of fall. They're exactly opposite. So when the sun is in Aries, this is new energy, new beginnings. This is us being illuminated, waking up, right? The sun rises, you wake up from your sleep. So when we're asleep, we are disconnected from our higher self. So this is in dense form. So we do go into the spirit realm, the astral realm, the dream world, and this is where we do get higher messages, higher frequencies, some dark, lower frequencies too, because it's in the mirror wave. So our emotional body, the mental body, lives in a giant wave. Think of this universal fabric as this huge blanket, and it has waves based upon the gravitational force of all these spinning, bodies of motion. So when something moves, it creates, waves, sound. That's the friction. So we have to be able to dispel friction, static electricity, other things that keep us, from transmitting the energy from a point, upwards or outwards to another place. This is how we focus our energy and our power. But you've been programmed to wake up and show up at an artificial hour, an artificial number that doesn't match what you see here. These are lines. They don't lie. They lie in a straight line. So they don't talk in circles, casting dark spells on people. So this moon is illuminating this last bit of Pisces, which is, when it comes over Neptune, this is the illusion, the media. What we call mainstream media is the corruption of the old power sources that were constructed during the last half of the 20th century. So from the 1950s up until the early 2000s, these old networks, broadcasters, corporations that own the airwaves, they dominated, culture, music, TV. They controlled us in programs. Literally everybody used to get a TV program guide before, the internet, before we had cell phones, back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. So we have advanced tremendously in a short time period. In less than 40 years, 44 years, we're holding literally the world in our hands. The power of immense capabilities. You may learn anything you choose. You may record yourself and change your visual self. Document it. You may become a YouTube star with the other billion stars on there. So if you get more than 2 views, you are a star. Congratulations. Somebody else saw your projection. You threw out confidently, or maybe without confidence, but you attempted it. There you go. You got a reflection. Congratulations. The darkness wants to swallow your heart. So the feminine nature has put up with rape, pillage, abortion, murder, kidnapping, uprooting, destroying families. Wounded feminine nature is going to stabilize. This is, in love again. But it has to go through the purge. So Mars went through this stuff, went back to school in this long retrograde of Gemini. So Mars had to go into the chapel and look at all its own toxic behaviors and learn how to court. Court meaning show up, at the royal event. You have to be appropriate. You have to be appropriately dressed. You have to have manners. You have to understand civility. So the mainstream, echo machine is doing the opposite. It's promoting chaos. It's promoting vulgarity. And this is okay because we have to recognize our shadow side and vibrate those frequencies out and recognize they're a part of us. But this is you cleansing and purging your mind from those old patterns. because they're not yours. We're all here to be free of this so that the next generations of humans can still be free. Do you want to be free? Cut yourself away from the cords of opposition. When you see red or those big X's, tune into the blue, the cool. We need tension to keep us going on the path and watch, these emotional patterns come and go. So tune in, tune up, and participate any way you go. I hope you're well. Astro Sherpa out.